Hey, how's everybody doing today? How's everyone doing today? Let me adjust my camera. Uh, Today I want to talk about passive income. Well, first and foremost, I want to start out. I want to apologize for being a little late. I was supposed to start this live at 4 p.m. and actually we're going on what? 4:30, something like that. So I want to apologize about that. Uh, my name is Gerald Harris. I am the founder and creator of this group, as well as the YouTube channel as well. And I want to talk today. I'm sorry, guys. Let me get this together. I want to talk today about passive income, and a post. It was a post I created earlier this morning, and I was asking a question. If you all haven't seen it as of yet, go ahead and go back there and check it out. Right? I was asking if you made $20,000 a month passively, would that solve your problems? If you made $20,000 a month, solve all your problems. Sorry about that. The reason I was asking that question is, I want to say this happened back in 2008, 2009, something like that. I was a real estate agent in California, and we all know the subprime fallout was happening, right? You had mass foreclosures, market going crazy. It's a ton of people getting out of real estate at the time in Southern California. There was a lot of lenders, a lot of people that I was connected with that were getting out of real estate as well, because they couldn't create loans, right? So the people that did well were actually real estate investors. A lot of agents went and got jobs, and this is Southern California market, so I don't know how your market was affected. So at the time, I was working for a particular broker in Riverside. This broker was located in Riverside, California, for those of you that know California. This broker was a little different, but he taught me some things, right? He actually was a broker that didn't just focus on selling real estate. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? He wasn't a broker that just focused on selling real estate, right? In other words, recruiting agents and allowing the agents to go ahead and sell real estate up under him, right? This particular broker focused on BPOs, broker price opinions. For those of you that know, you guys can Google that. Broker price opinions. You can Google that on Google. He didn't just focus on broker price opinions. He focused on investments, right? Real estate investments. And the reason I say he was rare at the time was whenever I met a broker, because I worked for several of them. Whenever I came across a broker, most don't focus on the investing aspect of real estate. Number one. Number two, he was different in a way where he made great money. Actually, at the time, I would say he was a millionaire in sales and BPOs and that type of thing. He had by the time I met him, he was in the business for like 30 years, 25, 30 years or something like that. But there was one aspect of his business that stood out the most, right? And I remember talking to his wife at the time, and I was like, why is he so focused on this aspect of the business? Like, he had real estate listings going on, he had BPOs going on, he had agents to deal with, he had all these different things, but it was this one aspect of the business that he focused on the most, which was I want to refer to it as the passive income of real estate, right? So his whole concept, to be honest with you, even though he made money, what he did was, when he was working his business, whether it be BPOs, real estate sales, etc., he was working actively in the business, right? he had an aspect of his business where he was the most excited, which is the passive aspect of his business. In other words, his whole philosophy was 20 doors. I remember him telling me that, Gerald, that's my whole focus is to go ahead and get 20 doors and then to pay them off. For you all that don't know, as you all begin to invest in real estate investors won't necessarily refer to the properties. They'll refer to how many doors they have when it comes to investing. I want to go ahead and go a little bit in depth in that and to tell you all it doesn't have to be doors per se. So, getting back to my old broker, what he focused on is, and he was most passionate about was the passive aspect of real estate. Passive income. In other words, money coming in without time going out. His whole focus was Gerald 3 and 2s paid off in, what did he say? He said like 10 to 15 years. So his whole focus was 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses paid off in 15 years. That was his entire focus. He was like, but he was making great money in different aspects of his business. But what he was most passionate about was this passive income of real estate investing. And it's funny because it didn't really dawn on me until he spent a little bit of time with myself and really just breaking it down and just how powerful it was. So his whole goal, his whole objective was to own 20 houses. Each house, he made $1,000 a month in net income, meaning after all his expenses. He'd put in his pocket $1,000 per property, 20 properties. At the time that I had met him, he was up to, I think, like 17 properties. And he was actually in escrow with one other property. So, yeah, he had 17 properties. He was in the process of having his 18th property. And by now, if he's still alive, he probably has more than 20 properties. So my point is this. Many of you are focusing on wholesaling. Many of you are focusing on fix and flip. Many of you are focusing on, if you're an agent, selling real estate, right? Making money in that way. One of the things you're starting to see right now, you're starting to see a lot of big companies that are acquiring multi-units, okay? They're doing that for a reason. Because money is cheap, number one. Number two, it's an extremely powerful way to accumulate wealth, right? Which is passive income. You talk to my wife is just like, babe, that's all you talk about is passive income. Don't get me wrong. I love active, but at the same time, having an aspect of your business where you have money coming in without time going out. Think about it like this. The reason I put $20,000 a month there was not just this broker that had put it into my mind years ago, but for many of you, that would not just relieve the pressure, but take care of your entire life. Whatever it is you're doing, add $20,000 a month on top of that in net income. In other words, it's money coming in without you putting no other time out. You don't have to put in other words, you don't have to work for it. There's no wholesaling. There's no working for it. It's just money coming in every single month, $20,000 a month. Make that an aspect as you all move into 2021. Make that an aspect of real estate, right? This is why. COVID. Right? You have the coronavirus right now. A lot of you, and many of you can relate to this, y'all have kids, right? We have just recently, let me show you something. I'm going to bring you into my office a little bit, okay? So, That's my wife's desk. Right back there, right? This is my daughter's desk. So when you all talk about virtual learning, I can't even stand to say that word. Virtual learning, right? Because there's a lot of kids that are having a lot of problems with that. This whole virtual learning and you having to dedicate more time, especially if you have little kids, you having to dedicate more time to your family, to your children, to get them on this virtual learning path. And for those of you, like we got a 4-year-old, right? It's challenging. It's challenging. And so there are times where I can't necessarily work in the active aspect of the business, but my passive income continues to come in month after month. Me and my wife just had a conversation like a week ago. She was like, babe, she was like, and I kept telling her, I was like, yo, that's why I tell you, I love the passive income, the passive aspect of real estate investing. Now, am I saying stop working your active? Sorry about that. Not, right? But this is what I want you to do. For many of you all, let me hold my camera. For many of you all that are actively working in real estate and real estate investing, I'm not talking about those of you that are not working it. Those of you that are actively working in real estate, I want you to think about something. I want you to think about buying and holding some of this real estate. Not only is this real estate is, you got interest rates that are so flipping cheap right now. I'm buying land right now that, I'm just be transparent, right? Go ahead, go on the YouTube channel. I want you to check out that land lot that I just bought in Allegan, Michigan. Look here, I just bought that for $3,500, right? And I'm getting stuff like that all day. All day long. Real estate, there's a fire sale on real estate right now. But beyond that, there's an opportunity that is there right now for you all to acquire real estate in a passive way. In other words, buying it and just holding on to it. I don't care if it's land. It doesn't matter if it's mobile homes on land, mobile homes in a park, apartment complexes, houses. It does not matter. Okay? You want to really think about a passive aspect of your real estate investing business. Jarvis, how you doing? How you doing? Continue to look for opportunities that will allow you to acquire properties in a passive way. There's going to be sellers out there that will be more than willing to allow you to take over their monthly payments. I'm telling you. There's going to be sellers out there who are going to take a tremendous discount on their properties. It's just going to happen. Don't be afraid to buy and hold some of that stuff. Especially for a lot of you that are out there right now that are dealing with this whole, like I said, this whole virtual learning thing. This is hard, man. I don't care. We're patient about it, but I don't know, and everybody has their own individual battle. My daughter, virtual learning, no, she's just not responding to it. And so right now, like I say, mama has a desk and baby girl has her desk. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in the office now. So, like I say, the passive aspect of real estate is a beautiful thing. When you have money coming in without having to put time out, and it comes in month after month after month after month after month, and you don't have to work for it. It's like a set and forget. It's a beautiful thing. Like I said, that's the one thing that my ex-broker, he was showing me back in the days, but I really wasn't paying attention because I'm sitting there and I'm making I mean, some days with BPOs, just doing BPOs, I was making $1,500, $2,000 in a day. Multiply that by 30 days, right? Because foreclosures were crazy back in the days, So, but now I see the importance of not just having a active aspect of real estate, but also a passive aspect of real estate investing. I'm telling you, it is beautiful. So you all want to learn how to go ahead and do this for free? Go to YouTube. Type in buy and hold real estate. Go to YouTube. Type in passive income. You know, ask people in the group. Join up with your local real estate investment club. Talk to buy and hold investors. I'm telling you, they're buying this stuff and they're holding it because money is cheap right now. And it's such a phenomenal opportunity that I don't have a choice but to continue to talk about it, right? It just makes so much sense. Many of you have, let me give you something that I just talked to someone else about. This person had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house and was pulling a break even. In other words, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, expenses, mortgage, everything came out to like $1,200 a month, something like that. And the rent was just that, $1,200 a month. So in other words, when you got rent and all your expenses and your mortgage and everything is the same, you're not making any money. I was like, Gerald, what do I do? I says, where's the property at? And he told me. And this is for many of you that already own real estate, whether you have a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, a 5-bedroom, whatever the case may be. I want you to look into, as opposed to renting the property itself, think about renting rooms. Obviously, we have COVID. But if you have a property that's a 4-bedroom property, and that property rents for $1,200 a month to a family, but you find out you can rent each room for $400 each, that's $1,600 a month. You just have to look at each and every individual situation, right? That makes sense to you. So at the end of the day, guys, I'm telling you, focus on, continue to work your active aspect of the business, but this buy and hold aspect of real estate, one of the things I want to be talking about more in the group is credit, right? Getting that credit right. It is important to get great interest rates and to buy up some of these great deals that are out there that are coming. Don't sit on the sidelines. There's a lot of people that are they're waiting for blood in the streets, that type of thing. Well, guess what? Right now is the time to start investing in real estate. You're gonna find out that if you talk to like right now, I have multiple people, friends, associates, etc., that are actually licensed agents that have said that this is pretty much turning out to be their best year ever when it comes to real estate, right? There are deals that are out there, guys. You just have to go ahead and focus on them. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Don't get it twisted. It's just not going to jump in your lap. But you have to play the numbers. For some of you, it may take you contacting 100 different people to get a deal. For some of you, it may be 20 or 30. For some of you, you may have a deal if you contact 5, 7 people. It just depends. But don't give up. But at the same time, focus on this passive aspect of real estate investing. All I'm talking about really, when I talk about passive, I'm talking about buying real estate and holding it and renting it out for a positive cash flow. That's all I'm talking about. And for a lot of you that are parents that are at home, that have to go ahead and do this virtual learning and that type of thing, this stuff is real. This stuff is hard. We didn't think it was going to be that difficult, but It's turning into, so the passive aspect of my business has really taken over. I'll just say that. And I'm grateful for my ex broker who actually opened my eyes to that. Because even though he was making great money in different aspects of real estate, he was like, Gerald, at the time that I had actually signed up with him, he was like, I think he was already in his 60s. And he was having some health challenges. And the one thing he told me as we get older, because for me, 50 is coming quick. One thing he told me was like, Gerald, we all go through life. And this aspect of my business is something that I don't have to physically, I can outsource, but I don't have to physically work. It's just like a money machine. It continues to come in over and over and over and over and over every single month. And the reason I say $20,000 per month for a lot of you, you start bringing in $20,000 a month, that you can rid yourself of a lot of debt. You can also get your credit right to the point where you can go ahead and begin to acquire other aspects of real estate. Right? Now you freed up, you got resources, you got decent credit, you got great income coming in. All of a sudden the bank is like, oh, you're strong. Okay, let me go ahead and give you this. And you go ahead, you get it, you pay it off, go get another one. Go ahead and get it, pay it off, go get another one. Right? Passive. The beauty of passive income is everything. Right? So, Pat has said, yes, I thought about that for truckers. It's perfect. You know what else I thought about when it came to truckers? I'm going to give you all this, everybody that's on. I never understood, and somebody's going to take this idea and run with it one day. I never understood why a trucker that drives all 50 states, do you know how many leads that they could attract if they put a big "We Buy Houses" sign or "We Buy Houses and Land" sign on the side of that truck? You know how many leads that they would attract? You got all these truckers, and every time we go ahead, we drive somewhere. Like if we go to Charlotte, North Carolina, or if we go to Alabama or something like that. I remember telling my wife this years ago. I said, babe, I never understood why they would have this big, long truck. Why not just turn it into a big billboard? You know how many leads you could potentially get? But yes, Pat. It would be great for somebody who's like on the road and whatnot. Someone who is, I'm gonna tell you what else is great too is just land. When you go ahead, you buy a cheap piece of land, turn around, and you sell it via like owner financing, or you just lease the land. There's nothing. There's no there's no tenants, toilets, or termites when it comes to land. And it's a beautiful aspect of passive real estate investing. And just like with anything else, though, right? I just met a gentleman, who was about a week or so ago, who's killing it with mobile homes. All right? So, guys, I would just say the biggest thing I would tell you is get out there, take action. And, for those of you that have children, learn how to, either children or someone you have to take care of, learn how to work your business to the point where it fits you, right? And having a passive, having a passive aspect of your real estate investing business is a beautiful thing. Chris asked a question: is it possible to buy land owner finance and still sell it with a profit? Yeah, it is. Or you can go ahead and do some other things with it depending on the location. I'm realizing, Chris, with land too. With land is you almost have to be careful because with land there's always a play. It's just what is the play? There's a lot that I'm looking at right now. Do I sell the lot? or do I go ahead and lease it out seasonally with a local management company to people who hunt? Like, I'm not a hunter. I don't hunt. But there's thousands of people who are avid hunters in the area, right? So, yeah, you're right. Land is expensive in New York. I've come across a couple of opportunities I thought were attractive, but I couldn't make profit. Um, I couldn't make profit with land. But like I said, it's not just land, guys. It's I would sit here and I would tell you Airbnb, but I'm going to tell you all this who are doing Airbnb. Just be careful. Don't sit here and say Airbnb is making a comeback. And if we go into winter and the coronavirus starts shutting things down again, and you're very Airbnb heavy, you just got to be careful about the Airbnb aspect of the business. Airbnb really is similar to the whole hotel aspect of the business. It's a hotel, a hotel model, right? Where you have short-term rentals, short-term leases. Yeah, same in Los Angeles. Yo, Scion, hope that's your name. I had a deal in LA, Hollywood. I don't know. I think the deal is pretty much dead by now, but it was a lot that we were working on some easements, and we're just running into some red tape there. Right now, so Felicia asked, do you know what states are illegal to wholesale? Illinois just came out with a law saying, was it a law or regulation or something like that, saying that you have to be licensed in order to wholesale real estate in Illinois. So I would tell you this, just go get a license. Go get your license. What they're asking for essentially is they're just saying you have to be transparent in the dealings that you do, right? I say go get a license. Don't be afraid of it, because all it's going to do is, when you have to be licensed in a lot of these different areas, all it's going to do is push away a lot of the competition anyway. So I would just say step up. I personally, at this time, I am not licensed. I used to be licensed, but I am not licensed at this time. So, but I would say build a business that you all want. Not that's the latest fad. Build a business that you want, right? Like I said, if you got kids, especially if you got small kids, passive income is a beautiful thing. Let me just say that. I think that could be a good thing, right? How to get the best deals off market. I'll tell you guys what I'm doing right now when I'm getting off market deals. I'm doing pay-per-click. And you all can Google it. You guys can go ahead and Google this. You can YouTube this. This is what I'm doing to attract deals right now. Okay? This is what I'm doing. I'm doing pay-per-click. I'm doing SEO. As you all know, YouTube. There's a lot of you that send me deals. There's a lot of you that put me on lists. And even though I don't want to be put on a list, and a lot of you that have me, I mean, oh my God. There's a lot of you. You all send me deals, right? But the main ones right now, pay-per-click and SEO. So you all can type that in. SEO, search engine optimization. That's what I'm doing. It's a lot of people. It's a guy, I forgot the gentleman's name on YouTube. He's all about bandit signs. That works. I don't like getting calls from, I don't know. Bandit signs work. Let me just say that. But if you all really want a bandit sign tip, get a piece of vacant land. I put a We Buy Houses and We Buy Land sign on that piece of vacant land. And hopefully it's a high traffic area. Yeah. It's a good way to get leads. Anyways, guys, you all have a great day. But before I leave, just remember this, because my broker dropped that into my mind over 10 years ago. Don't just focus on an aspect, an active aspect of real estate. When the opportunity presents itself, focus on a passive aspect of real estate as well. Some of you are out there and you're assigning or you're wholesaling deals that you're just like, oh, I'm like, keep that. It's keep that deal. That's a great deal, right? So anyways, guys, you all have a beautiful, blessed evening. Take care. And know this. There is a difference between being a business owner and being business owned. Once again, there is a difference between being a business owner and being business owned. Do not allow your business to own you or your time like that, right? Because you don't want to work yourself into another job. You want to work a business, right? So anyways, guys, y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Take care. Have a good one.